Hello, I'm Doris.
And we are
Hi,
Doris.
Doris.
See
See
you
you at Loud Women New York.
New York.
Okay.
Hey.
Hello, Doris. We've got two Dorises here, Cassie and Lainey.
Hello.
Hello.
It's the first Loud Women Fest in New York. This is really exciting. I'm wondering if you could tell me what it means to you that we have a festival in New York now.
It's very exciting. It's not the first time Doris has been to New York. We went in 2019 for a Loud Women gig over in New York, and we had a lovely time. But you weren't with us then, were you, Doris? So
No, I wasn't. So for me, it's all going to be a whole new ball game, so to speak. And I actually can't think of a better time to go over there. And I don't know. It's just so weird, everything, isn't it? I've got a little bit of trepidation, but on the other hand, I'm like, yes, come on. We've got to do this.
yeah,
I
it
think,
kind of feels like America needs feminist punk more than ever.
Yeah,
yeah, I think
exactly.
New York needs a bit of Doris in their life now. I think that'd be really enriching. Um, have you played? So has Doris played at $3 Bill before, Cassie?
No, we played I think the venue has now closed actually. Can't remember what it was called now. But yeah, we played a little venue in Brooklyn that I think didn't quite survive the pandemic, unfortunately. But $3 Bill looks great. It's kind of a big queer venue. They mostly put on queer nights, queer bands, drag shows. So yeah, so when I booked it, I was quizzed over quite how queer the event was. I had to assure them that it was pretty queer. So yeah, so there's going to be some queerness going on.
Amazing. That,
We need
that
we
sounds
all need
exactly
some
what we need.
queerness in our lives, don't we?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Um, so what about the other bands at the festival? Who are you excited to see?
All of them because I booked them all.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, there's kind of bands that we've played with before. There's like ShyGodwin who played at our London festival, and were so awesome. So really excited, that they're coming to New York, and yeah, just a whole bunch of bands that not have not met before, but just blew me away when I saw their applications, like Eevie and the Echoes, and oh, Desert Sharks we know as well from London, and there's Sorry Darling who have been absolute angels and kind of helped us set this whole thing up. And we're taking our friend Nadia, we're taking Dubai from London, although she is American, and has friends in New York, she tells us. But yeah, it'd be fun to hang out with Dubai in New York. Oh yeah, Typhoid Rosie. Look, lots of fun. Another band that's kind of big live show and kind of really part of the New York scene. So yeah, looking forward to getting to know all of them. And not announced yet, but maybe will be by the time this video goes out. Do you remember Yacko, who came and played in London this year? The Indonesian rapper is coming to New York.
Wow.
And one of the most hilarious things about, I mean, Yacko was just absolutely brilliant. But one of the most hilarious things about the festival is the fact that the Indonesian ambassador turns up with his daughter, I think. And there he was, we're kind of passing out the Ferrero Rocher. So I'm wondering whether there's got to be like an Indonesian ambassador in New York, surely. So we'll be smuggling
Maybe
in
we should
some
invite
Ferrero
them.
Rocher. Yeah.
I must have missed the Ferrero Rocher at Loud Women Fest London. I must have been too busy dancing to Yacko. I loved Yacko. I thought they were awesome.
Yeah, no, really pleased that they're coming.
So Lainey, as someone who hasn't played in New York before, what are you excited about?
Well, I guess that, because I have played quite a lot of gigs over my time, but never stateside, I believe, because my memory is starting to no, I never have. So yeah, it's a completely new experience, and it's lovely to be with the girls and also to be at such an event as well. Uh, to do that, it's a great opportunity. Also, a nice holiday
Yay!
as well. And get to see New York again after not being there since 1994, I think. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But especially the gig, of course, it's just, I think it's gonna be great. And just to watch all the bands, because it is kind of like you don't get the opportunity that much to see that many bands together, in such a way, Not, it doesn't happen like loads. So it's great that Loud Women are doing that, you know. I think it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. I wish when I started out, it was so blokey all the time, and it's just so nice to see that is really different, because I always felt like an island on my own. Always having to deal with these horrible men all the time. Oops. You can
I
cut
mean,
it out. You can cut it out if you want.
I don't know
No,
if we want to.
that's the bit we're sticking on the socials.
Yeah.
And then we're going to tag all those horrible men.
Horrible men. I'm just
Basketball
remembering. They weren't all horrible, okay? There's absolutely not. Absolutely not. But a lot of the time you were just rolling your eyes just day in and day out. So yeah.
I mean, I think what I like about Loud Women London, I've been 2 or maybe 3 years in a row now. I think what I like about it is that even the men that are there are just, I think there's a different social norm that's set, which is a respectful and well, I hate to overuse a word, but like a safe space for everyone, really. So
Yeah.
the men who are there, they're just conform to the social norm, and maybe they're there because they're not the type of men that would cause a problem anyway. Maybe they've chosen to go to that space because they know that they can behave and conform to that social norm. But that's what I love about Loud Women in London, and I expect that for New York too. Is there anything that you think might be different, Cassie, to when you run it over here?
I don't know really. I mean, we had our first festival in Melbourne in December, and still kicking myself for not just whacking it on the credit card and going over there. But the kind of videos and stuff that I saw, it looked so familiar. It looked like our London festival. It was like the way it was kind of set out and the kind of people who were there, and the kind of mix of like really cool stalls and merch, and the bands obviously were kind of awesome. So yeah, just kind of watching it made me even more kind of regretful that I didn't go, because it just looked it looked really homely, like kind of Loud Women Fest. So I'm hoping that New York's going to be like that as well. It kind of feels like we've got this really nice global scene going on, and it feels just very natural to be working with bands in Australia or New York or wherever in the world. It's just kind of, we're all the same really. So it's nice. It's homely.
Yeah, I wish I was going. I wish I could bunk this on a credit card and bob over to New York. Yeah, possibly not this year, but definitely in future years. That'd be something that I'd be keeping an eye out for.
We recently did some recording. It's the first recording I did with Doris, and I hopefully we will. I don't know anything about when it's going to come out or when it's going to be done. I guess we don't know. We need to, you know what? I mean, I hope that we will maybe write some more songs and whack them on
Yeah.
What about you, Cassie?
Yeah, and we did some recording and we've not heard it and we don't know when we will hear it. It's just like, oh, that's gone into the abyss now. But yeah, hopefully
Doris songs then.
there are new Doris songs.
Yeah, we did write a few, or should I say, Cassie wrote a few over the summer, which we then played quite frequently, didn't we? Because we did do a lot of festivals, which was great. I just really enjoyed last summer and doing all the shows and all the wacky festivals, the Christian festival, the the hippie festival, the punk festival. We did all of them, didn't we? So it was a great sort of run of getting into it and everything and gelling a bit more and doing that. And
yeah, it was great. It was like every week, kind of over the summer, we were at a different festival every weekend.
yeah, we did Clerkenwell
Summer
Festival.
every time.
It was a really, I really looking back on it, it was really fun doing it. So yeah, because obviously I've only been playing in the band since February. So but yeah, we've done a lot of shows already since then, February last year. So that's a year pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, it's your Doris anniversary.
Yeah.
Doris anniversary, excellent. I love how everything's Doris. This is the problem though. I'm never going to properly remember any of your names because in my head, I just call you Doris and Doris and Doris. And Doris.
Yay.
That's all you need.
That's how it should be.
It's just my bra.
They might ask you, what are you going to be doing with these?
That's just what we wear in London.
Oh yeah.